Okay, so it was almost late again. Let's go ahead and look at the accepted section. And what do we see? Happiness, joy? Not yet, I guess. We're not seeing the training SKS today. The official proper release. That's going to be February 4th, right? Okay. So you know how a lot of people wanted to have Temple Tier 2 version 2? Hot dog. You're welcome. Cool. Moving on. Well, I wonder to have a sword python. I mean, the bed cool, but okay, so it's been about 2 hours since the rust rotated. Armins, offer your opinion. Put for the comment below, what's your most favourite skin of this batch? Try. Anyway, so basically it seems to be a bit of a quiet week. Quite a lot of interesting clothing and armour pieces have been submitted over the past month. But, just sausages? Now, with all due respect, that's quite a lot of sausages. Okay, fair enough. We'll just have to move on. Like, next week, don't forget, we have the Naval update. And maybe we'll see a lot of, like, aquatic themed skins. Seafarer designs, sea captain, pirates, you name it, boats, you get the idea. So, we'll probably see lots for that. And then after that, Valentine's. And then after that, Lunar New Year. February is stacked. So maybe it's just like I've said this many times in the past, a calm before the storm. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so it's been 2 hours. The sales aren't too ridiculous. And listen, if you just want to skip ahead, get a good look at all the brand new skins, just look in the description, scroll down, chapters are there. You're more than welcome to do so. I've got a bit of yapping to do beforehand, but it might be pretty quick today because, well, you know. Anyway, moving on. So, we got some interesting collection continuations. The prices for some of these skins, though, are a bit odd. So, yeah. All right, then. So, let's quickly hop out of here. Ta-da! There's the whole rust door. And let's just quickly point out the Cold Hunter combat knife, the Natural Ruby combat knife, the Senior Tomato Saw, and the Bird of Luck LR300. They are not abnormal, okay? But all the other skins are abnormal. We did get quite a decent amount this week, but next week you really should expect a lot of boat theme skins. If I could just quickly switch over to here, not that one, here we are. You might be sitting here and thinking, Hedge, why are you looking at the November 25 batch of skin submissions? Because these were supposed to come out for December. But then the Naval update got delayed. Oh, look at all these aquatic boat theme skins that have been submitted. These are the skins that are going to be pushed for next week, okay? So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to grab this link. I'm going to put it in the description right now. So scroll down, look at that. You'll see the collection there. 128 skins. Which of these boat theme skins, naval theme skins, could potentially be accepted? I mean, you've got a mermaid garage door there. I haven't even pointed out we've had 5 garage doors in a row. Look, fish garage door, a sheep Madeira door. Oh, we got the really strange looking rocks. Yep, I remember these. Yep. So that's what we're expecting next week. It's most likely going to be jam-packed with a lot of skins. Okay, if that's going to be the case, perhaps we won't be so upset with this batch of skins this week. All right, we'll move on then. So, cool. We understand all of that. But 2 hours in, the top-selling skin only has 700 subscribers. Are we surprised by that? Probably not. So, yeah, it's going to be a quiet week. We might still be able to notice some interesting potential investments here, but being realistic with you, I get the feeling the only way we're going to see like some actual interesting like profit is if these skins sell like next to nothing. Like literally nothing. Yeah. I wasn't exactly super enthusiastic. In fact, if you want to hear my emotion, you can listen to my brand new short video where I quickly look at all the skins. Yes, give that a good watch. So, alright, cool, understood. So, shall we go through all these skins? Yap about them? Discuss if they could potentially be nice investments? Alright, sit back and relax. Let's try our best, because also I just want to quickly mention, right? Another $3 Python. The wooden door is $2.49. I've already mentioned it. The garage door, the 5th in a row to be accepted. I mean, face punch. There's other doors. And oh, there you go. The Twitch drops are in now as well. So it looks like they're all verified. We'll talk about that a little bit later, don't you worry. So 5 in a row for 5 Rust doors and 2 Twitch drops. We have more garage doors in Rust this year than the amount of Rust doors. It begins. So that's becoming a bit of a problem. Now, with all due respect, Rainbow Pony Bed, okay. You might sit there and say, oh, I don't like it. Or rather, who wants that? Exactly. When you're in your base and, you know, your friends, they disappear, they got to go have a snack or they got to go tend to some business, you could quickly go to their bed and switch it for that. All right, cool. You could probably consider doing that. That's nice. But honestly, this week, it's just there. So let's try our best. Let's go through these skins and figure out what potentially could be a nice investment. Welded Quarantine Garage Door. I have seen this already. I've got, like, nothing against it. In terms of a nice, grounded approach, an actual genuine sort of barricaded design for a garage door, I respect it. But I don't think most people will respect it. So, you know, you can offer an opinion. Considering, right, what have we just seen for garage doors so far this year? Let's just quickly remind ourselves. So, as we could just quickly take a look. Cool looking skeletal spaceman. Loot room door. I mean, that's just a bit straightforward, but people still bought a lot of it. Anime girl garage door. Space door. Yeah, we got that. I should point out, if you saw all the submissions for Valentine's garage doors, I think we're going to see some more anime girl garage doors. Or Alistair. What? Yeah, anyway, moving on. So, I really wouldn't be surprised if that welded quarantine garage door gets lost in the shuffle. Like, I really wouldn't be too surprised. But then again, if you respect a more grounded approach, like, do you want something like Rainbow Pony? Or are you a person who prefers more realistic looking skins? Because at the end of the day, I mean, I respect it, it looks cool. We need skins like this every now and then, just to keep ourselves a bit grounded before we start looking at all the anime girl garage doors. Because they are coming, right? We've got Lunar New Year on the horizon as well, and they'll be appearing again. And it's also the year of the horse, so they're going to probably be horse girls. So anyway, things are about to get weird, and let's just enjoy the peace for now. So in regards to what I see here, at $2.49, realistically speaking, there will be a lot more garage doors this year. There'll be some very interesting wacky designs, collection continuations, you name it. I don't think that's going to be all that. But a lack of sales could potentially help it out. We'll see how much it sells. Yeah, it might just be a barred a week. Yeah. So, right, cool. I'm being very straightforward with it, okay? Now, it says there's an extra skin. No, okay, it's just a little bit broken rust help. Okay. Kawaii wooden door. I assumed this was a Valentine skin initially when I first saw it. Nope, it's just a kawaii door. Smoothie, are you going to do collections like... Okay, how do I say this? I don't type like a 12-year-old. But you know when you do all those silly faces? Could he do a series of these? What's the one when you do like the arrows? They're like that. I can't do it. You know what I mean? When they're trying to do all the stupid silly faces with the symbols and all that. I'm so old. He could do a series of these. And with all due respect, let's just say he made a wooden double door, a garage door, a sheet metal double door. Like, if he did a series of them, I actually think people probably would approve. I mean, at least you get a set. A lot of people probably sit there and say they hate it. But if that sells decently, which at the moment it is the second best-selling skin, I mean, why not? You're about to see some very silly, cutesy things for Valentine's. That's just literally around the corner. But other than that, it doesn't glow in the dark. It's a wooden door. I'm not an enjoyer of wooden doors, I'm sure you know. Basically, just look at all the wooden doors from last year. Well, they're not doing very well, are they? No. No. They're all down pretty bad. And, well, let me also just remind you, it's still January time. Prices are still somewhat good. Well, if you compared prices like now, compared to where they were like October, November time, it looks like these have hardly moved. They've hardly changed. This is wooden doors. So, And also, we're about to get a Twitch drop with transparency. So, bad timing? Yeah, feels like it. So it's in the hands of the skin creator. Like, honestly, with what I see here, if he ends up making a full collection and whatnot, all right, props to you. You got something, like, going on there. But it's a bit funny because I know Smoothie is also the one that made the Dungeon Collection skins. So, bit of a funny contrast there. Yeah, there you go. So he made all the Dungeon skins of the past. Why not mix up and have like scary stuff? Oh, Sid Ty, are you doing all the stupid faces? I just noticed. Keep doing it. It helps explain the situation. So, right, cool. Anyway, yeah. You're not going to see a collection continuation for like a month, though. Next week, Naval update skins. Week after that, Valentine's. And I do believe the final 2 Rust doors next month, Lunar New Year. I think it's both of the last ones. So, all right, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, for a while, we're not going to see any continuations being accepted. Unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. By all means, if you like it, if you think it looks cute, go ahead, buy it. Appreciate it. Enjoy it. But I, by default, don't think that'll be retaining its $2.49 price. Even with collection continuations, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it still goes down. Still goes down. However, let's say by next Thursday, it only manages to do like 5,000 subscribers. Okay, that might be a bit different. That actually might turn into something interesting. We'll see. So yeah, I'm not feeling very confident. Optimized Python. So, if I could just go on SEMM, SEMM presents it all in order based on when the skins are accepted, when it works. So maybe we can't do that right now. Let's go back over to here. So on Rust Help, it's a bit of a jumble. You might notice that this happens to have some interesting stylish transparency. It's not full transparency, it's stylish transparency. Now, it's $3. By default, I can navigate you towards the Heatseeker Python, which costs a little bit more, but it's more likely to retain its value because it's part of the Heatseeker collection. Chrome Bombshell Python, $2, also has the same amount of transparency. Scroll. Right now, Redemption Python, it's slightly in the positive. It's $2.69. It's part of a well-established collection as well. There's demand there. There are other options that are cheaper. So, yeah, I could also mention the Blackout Python, but that's like $10. So, point I'm trying to get across is there are other options and they are cheaper. And whilst this one's a little bit more pricey, it's more in demand because, well, Heatseeker's appreciated. Could we see Heatseeker Summer number 2 for 2026? We shall see. But unfortunately, like Python's by default. People don't seem to appreciate them whatsoever. You just saw a lot of negativity there, didn't you? Only the ones with transparent aim sights are the ones that are doing quite all right. It's a perfectly fine looking style. I've got nothing against it. It's just, yeah. There are other options. They have slightly more transparency and they are cheaper. And I kind of worry for this. But I could also still see it work out quite reasonably all right in the future. Like, will this perform better than the standard regular Python? Yeah, I would fully expect that to happen. Is it going to retain its value? Well, that's a bit debatable. Smart builder, most likely the case. Yui, if you end up building like a series of optimized weapons and whatnot, and we get a full collection, hey, I'm not going to complain. That would actually work out quite nicely for it. So if you appreciate a design like that, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them nice and motivated to keep put nice creative designs in the future. So best of luck to Yui. Let's see if that sells nicely for you. It's just, yeah. Oh, there he is. I'll be trying to do live responses. But yeah, give it a good shot. I think you've got a good thing going on there. Go for a SKS. Yui, you got nothing to lose. Go for an SKS. Just at least do 2 versions, regular and transparent sight. Moving on, Black Diamond Crossbow. So, Black Diamond Collection. Doing alright. I'm sure you can agree. Now, not everything's A-OK, and, well, you're going to have to notice that. Crossbows in general, they can be a bit funny. However, with the way the things are currently going, I don't think that's going to sell too ridiculously. First of all, let's just get a good look at those crossbows. Okay. So, only one's in the positive there, and has a transparent view. Scroll. People appreciate Hellborn. It glows. Well, I appreciate it. Okay, well. We also happen to have Soulless Legion. Down a price. But we also have Dragon Rage. We have Toy Crossbow. Down a price for the banana one. So you might notice the majority of these are in the negative. But if SCMM was working, oh, it seems to work now. It's a bit funny. Where's the crossbow? Here we are. If you could just take a look at all the crossbows and then like see what the cheapest one is right now, so lowest price, you might notice the cheapest one it's at 97 cents, and then it's $1.07, and then it's $1.12. Crossbows usually tend to stay above $1. So you could try and do a 60 cent to 80 cent barter, but number one, I don't think that's going to work. Number two, black diamond's appreciated. I do not expect it to go below like $1. I get the feeling that crossbow, yeah, it might have a few hiccups. It might suffer a little bit here and there, but it might just end up like the sap, down by like 12%. Now, I do believe this has like performed pretty funny over the past year or two since it's been out. So let's just get a good look at this. So let's just get a good look at you. So it's had some highs. Cool, you had a bit of a low this year though, or rather over the past year or so. But now you start to recover a little bit. Not sure what happened there. Or is this when we saw the blackout? No, because that was 2025. All right, well, I'm not fully sure what's going on there, but it has slowly risen up a fair bit. It's just now that it's also starting to slow down and go down a fair bit. But still not doing too bad. That came out somewhat recently. We saw a ton of L96 skins being accepted in such a short amount of time. It's still slightly above it, like halfway. So, worst case scenario, I mean, you could just offer like halfway. I think I might do like an 80 cent to $1.20 barter. But again, if this sells like next to nothing, I'm curious. I'm interested. So, keep an eye on that. So, Heart of Chaos Rock. It's $3.49. Now, I just want to ask you very quickly. Let's just get a quick look at it. I don't want to sound mean. Does that look like it's worth $3.49? It's a bit like featureless, isn't it? So we just had a little discussion here. Says it's dark fantasy. It's the void. Someone says, oh, it looks like the Sauron's Eye. I mean, if it had a pupil, sure, but I'm not seeing it. Like I thought, is it like metal casing around an egg? That's like the best guess I have. I don't know what that is. So I'm not feeling very confident, I'm sorry to say. I mean, let's just quickly remind you from the past. So in terms of a higher price rock, quite a lot of them sell for like $2.49. Scroll. If we're to remember a rock skin that sells for like more than $3, Rock from Hell. Rock from Hell, part of the well-established From Hell collection. People like that collection. People bought many skins from that collection. People did end up buying quite a lot of these. Still went down in price. That glowed. An interesting design that people wanted, and as I said, appreciated. So I'm looking at that now, and I'm kind of questioning, is that actually going to retain its $3.49 price? I'm immediately having doubts. I don't want to sound mean, but it's just, yes, is it an egg? I don't know. What a funny week this is, So by all means, if you think it looks cool and you'd like to see more things like that, what would it look like if you did like other weapons? I mean, hey, Barurik, it's in your hands. Surprise us. I thought that was a bit of a surprise to see it at that price. Like if it was like $2, okay, I wouldn't feel like so there about it, but it's $3.49. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a bit of a quiet week. Yes, it is. Right, but hey, props to you. You got another skin accepted. We'll keep an eye on the sales though. A lack of sales, again, it could give it a nice boost. Rainbow Pony Bed. At first glance, I was like, okay, I know for a fact that this is a fairly popular collection. Now, the clothing, the armor, it maybe could help it out with it being part of a well-established collection. But when you look at all the bed skins we've had, we've had like Popstar collection, Tempered collection, Forest Raiders collection. We've also had Pirate collection, Black Ops collection. We've had some skins appear from notable collections that have had quite a lot of skins accepted before them. Rainbow Pony. Could we actually see more Deployables, or is it going to be a bit of a break? So what I'm going to just point out, I'm just going to mention this right now. Last week, I did the barters last night. With what we see here, I thought the bed sold a very reasonable amount. Wasn't too ridiculous. I take one quick look at the Ultramarine collection. I see it's doing very well for itself. So out of all the skins from last week, I did buy 200 of these, and I bought 50 of these. I thought, you know what? Quite some time back in the past, the lock was accepted. Didn't sell too ridiculously, and as time went on, it went up in price ever so nicely. So, I was happy with that. At first glance, I'm going to sit here and say, if this moves very sluggishly and we hardly see any sales this week, oh yeah, that will look special. But in terms of, hey, is this like for everyone? Probably not. A strange, super bright, colourful design, but there are a lot of people that do like that. So let's just quickly show you the actual collection itself. I keep clicking that, whoops. Ta-da! You'll notice quite a lot of these skins are actually in the positive. That is in the positive, it just doesn't have it in green for some reason. Anyway, lots of green, lots of positivity. Garage door doing A-OK. Sheep with a door, oh, not exactly very nice there, is it? Nope, 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 nope. So, if you're going to question, well, okay then, surely we'll see collection continuations at a later time. Sure, but when? Because, of course, this is a little ranger skin. I take one quick look at the past. As you'll see, we have seen an abyss knife, a certain rooster theme bow, we have seen night demon, we have seen toy collection, we have seen attempts for new, like brand new skins and whatnot. They are juggling collections, and I will not be surprised in the slightest that we probably won't see another rainbow pony deployable for quite some time. So let's just keep going through the past. When was the last rainbow pony skin before this one? All right, there you go. A chair. That chair was originally submitted back in the 3rd of March 2025. Do you want to wait 10 months for another another rainbow pony deployable? Okay, I feel like that really sets the tone. Maybe in about a month's time we see a collection continuation then, because don't forget, February is stacked. Naval update skins for the first week, Valentine skins for the second week, the 3rd and 4th week appears to be Lunar New Year skins. So yeah, 2 weeks of that. So we're not seeing, at bare minimum, another rainbow pony skin until March. Do you feel confident we will see more of it? Personally, I'll sit here and say, you know what, I do believe we will see more as time goes on. But it might be like a weapon skin. It might be like another random piece of clothing. Rainbow pony burlap hair. But do notice, that is doing very, very nice. So, okay. Lack of sales, keep an eye on it. I do believe it's not going to sell too ridiculously. If it sells less than 10,000 subscribers, I might have to jump in. I might have to jump in and just buy them, wait it out. Summertime 2026, I'm sure it'll go up. Post-Christmas 2027, I'm sure it'll go up. But again, let's wait those 7 days. Wednesday, Thursday, let's go ahead and do the abnormal barders. And then afterwards, I'm hoping it doesn't sell too ridiculously. I'm hoping I can invest into that because, again, I do happen to like it. I respect it. And again, one of the largest collections we have in Rust. So if it's that successful with a lot of positivity, it's doing something good. Right then, so keep an eye on it. Let's now move on. Let's talk about both the combat knives at the same time. Do you pick the blue knife? Or do you pick the red knife? Choose wisely. Well, they're both the same. Sort of. Both of them are $2, but Cold Hunter Collection is a well-established collection. So, I didn't want to spoil that. But anyway, take a look at all of that. This is a weapon-only collection that's actually working out very nicely. Now, a lot of these skins are older, but as time goes on, we still see the brand new skins appearing every now and then. So there's a year gap in between these two, but we actually managed to get one in 2026. But how are combat knife skins currently holding up? Like, we just had a bunch being accepted before these. Let's go get a look at them. So give it time, that will actually be a different price. This isn't doing too bad, which I'm kind of surprised to see. This is suffering. But then again, you did 14,000 subscribers. That did like 11. That did more, but it glows in the dark. And apparently people like glow in the dark combat knives. But let's also not forget, over the course of the next several weeks, we are expecting prices to slowly start dropping off as we go through March and April. Typically around then, we see the player count drop off a fair bit. Don't worry, it's a routine thing. And with that, we notice the prices dropping off as well. So, will we see all of these drop off? It kind of wouldn't surprise me. Again, it's an item which hasn't really had any skins being accepted for quite some time. There's been quite a gap of a lot of acceptances, but suddenly tons of them. So it's not exactly like a salvaged ice pick or the miner hat, but it could still end up like the L96. And well, have you seen L96s recently? The focused item of the month for November 2025. Look at all of these. Part of notable collections, still struggling. So yeah, again, lack of sales, but also not abnormal. Well, that could be a problem, couldn't it? Yeah, yeah. Let's also just quickly point this out. What's the cheapest combat knife right now? So lowest price, Serpent Weave. So yeah, if we do buy orders, honestly, we should be considering offer slightly higher buy orders. But again, that did 14,000. Oh, this here only did 6,000, and look at it, it's down by a quarter. Cold Hunter, you're interesting, more specifically with your collection, but also Natural Ruby, with all due respect, you're getting somewhere. Can we get, you know, a hatchet, a pickaxe, a jackhammer? Mr. Pretex? Mr. I know it's a pair. Mr. Who? It's Mr. Igor. Yes. Can we get a jackhammer? That'd be cool. And after that, maybe we'll get an announcement for, I don't know, something like salvage, what was it? Hatchet, please? That'd be nice. A lot of people have been asking for that. We'll see if Face Punch wants to do it. So, all right, cool. Both of them, honestly, it might just be a barter situation. But if you do like blue, go for blue. If you do like red, go for red. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated to keep working out nice creative designs in the future. And I'll sit here and say this. I'm not sure if we're going to see like a lot more combat knives after this. Like, take for example, a miner hat was the focused item of the month for October. Since then, have we seen another miner hat being accepted? No. When it comes to combat knives, I do know you can find them near like barrels and whatnot. You can get them in a toolbox. But are you actually going to go through the effort to skin it? Maybe. So that might be a bit of a problem. We'll see how things, you know, pan out. Let's wait, you know, another 7 days, get a good look at these. Maybe. But then again, I've been saying that a lot today, so yeah. We'll see how it goes. Right, LR300. First of all, let's just address that the Bird of Luck collection's a weapon-only collection, and by default, with what you see here, is what you should expect. Then we just take a quick look at all the, oh, it doesn't have them. All the LR300s as of recent. So that's doing all right. That's a special DLC. That's down by more than half. That's down by more than half. That's down by a third. That's down by more than half. That's down by more than half. That's down by more... I think we've noticed a pattern. I think we've noticed that people don't seem to appreciate the LR300. Yeah. So I'm sorry to say, based on what we see with like all the other skins, and based on what we see with the actual item itself with all its skins, I don't think that's going to retain its value. And that, like, automatically from me is going to be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. I'm not feeling very confident with that. Sorry to say, but yeah. Again, we'll give it a good look in a second. It's just, it's not being appreciated by other people, and I have to acknowledge that. Right, Freeman, next week. Void Venom Sword. So, another Savage Sword has been accepted. Will you actually end up in the positive? Debatable. Let's be real here. I'm having doubts. Down 52, down 62, down 69, down 14, down 66, down 57, down 48. So, yeah. The majority of these Savage Swords, they go down by half. They end up around $1. But again, lack of sales. Lack of sales could be its virtue, its salvation. But also, let's go to here just to make sure that we're fully up to date. Right, sausages. Yeah, we'll just continue talking about you. Anyway, Void Venom Sword, honestly, you do look nice. We'll be showcasing you in a second. And of course, is a collection continuation to the knife. Hey, how you doing? Can I get a long sword now? I actually might go to the comment section and ask for it now. But yes, we've had small knife, sword, now I want big sword. So we have a nice variety, a nice set of options. That'd be cool. So we'll see what becomes of that. But I still expect it to drop off. Salvage swords, they're not appreciated. And I just can't help but assume I could just pick you up with 60 cents to 80 cents. So to say, got nothing against with the design or anything. It's just, I kind of expect, and I fully expect it to just end up with the thing. Yeah. These expectations, they do kind of happen quite a lot. Anyway, sorry, but gotta move on. Sausages Poncho. At $2.49, actually might be a bit of a bargain. Look at all the sausages you get there. I'm just saying. Oh, no, seriously though. How much are a pack of sausages where you're living? You get quite a lot there. It's actually not too bad of a deal. Anyway, I'm joking. Yeah, it's got transparency. Yeah, it's a goofy skin. It's just, you know, it's not the first one, is it? It's not the first goofy poncho skin. So let's just get a good look at all the ponchos as of recent, because you might be surprised to notice, oh wow, they are not being appreciated. Even funerary poncho, even, scroll, gold chains poncho. Transparent designs that look really cool. Like, remember, do you remember when people were going crazy for that? Now it's down by a third. It's not looking good, is it? No. So, by default, if you sell next to nothing, all right, things are different then. But Mr. Zehan, could I get like a full sausage costume? Let's commit. Let's just go all the way. You could do a sausage sword. You could. It's up to him. But yeah, in terms of clothing and armor, I guess you could do like a sausage burlap set. Sausage bandana, sausage. So, all right, cool. We'll see how that goes. It's just, yeah. Could have had like Temple Tier 2, version 2. Could have had a brand new clothing and armor set, perhaps. Sausage. I'd be happy. And then for last, we have the Senor Tomato Tomato. Anyway, move on. So, yeah, Senor Tomato, it just keeps persisting. And, well, if we could go through the order of them, so let's just get a good look at all of these. And, yep. AK-47 has dropped off. That's not too much of a surprise. We discussed that. It is what it is, but you're doing good. You're down a bit. You're doing good. They all end up with, like, next to no listings. I'm not sure why. Let's just quickly look at the AK-47, for example. Because I've just noticed it's only got 54 listings. Now, you might sit there and say, what's like a lot of listings? I'd say over 100 at the very least. But yeah, 54, 29 sales. But it doesn't look like it has not bumped up today with the arrival of the SAR. Now, we do have a variety of skins, which is nice to see, but I don't trust AK-47s. I don't trust SARs. And based on what I'm seeing here, if you're already down a price before this arrived, again, I'm just not, I really wouldn't be surprised if it like follows suit. Both of these, by default, I'd assume they'd end up at around like $1. You know, that's sold for $2. That's also selling for $2. I'm expecting them both to drop down to about half their price. Now, they're holding up to a point at the moment, but like, what happens around March and April time? And there you go. So give it a good few weeks, and suddenly you might see they're down a lot worse. But then, you know, the summertime. What happens in the summertime when we potentially see Senor Tomato Thompson and MP5 and various other weapon skins being produced and accepted? Because Sepesh keeps getting tomato skins. I know. So, all means, if you like the set, if you think it looks funny and you want to appreciate it, you go ahead. Sepesh keeps putting out lovely pieces of work. Will we ever get the cap? I wonder, because he did a second attempt for that recently. Scroll. There he is. Sheep Metadobodor would be alright. You know what, Sepesh, you might need to do one big face. That's probably the way you got to do it. Not two faces, one big one, right? Two big eyeballs. Right then, we'll see how that goes in the future. So that's a wrap with all the yapping. How about we hop in game, get a good look at all these skins. Maybe in game they look, you know, better than what we assume. So, what a nice view. And if we could just slowly pan down this way, you might see another very cute looking view. Oh, what are we about to see? Ta-da! So, if we were to see like a Sheep Metador version of this, would you be pleased? Get a good look at that. So again, it's purely based on the fact that it's a wooden door that I don't feel very confident. But at the end of the day, what matters most is if you like it. Because if you like what you see here, honestly, just go ahead, buy it. That's all that matters, alright? A treat for yourself is not an investment. But if you were considering investing into a wooden door, I might have to warn you again. It's probably not the best of ideas. Sorry to say, but it keeps happening. They keep going down in price. So, keep an eye out. We'll see what the skin creator cooks in about 4 weeks' time after we've had, of course, the February Force Wipe, Valentine's, and Lunar New Year skins. Doesn't glow. It's a perfectly fine looking design. It's yeah, don't glow. So, over to here we are. Now, I think some people assumed there was a little bit of transparency somewhere. Nope, but there is no transparency. It is a very makeshift, barricaded wall. That's actually a garage door. And honestly, I like it. Again, I reiterate, if you're the type of person that appreciates these more grounded, sort of realistic looking skins, I think this one's actually a very good shout. But what does everybody else want? Probably not this. Now, of course, let's get those lights on as well. You'll see it happens to reflect quite a bit. Oh, yes. And at night time, well, you notice it a whole lot more, don't you? So, quite reflective. Not too bad. But, of course, in total darkness, well then. Got some interesting position lights here, and 2 lights above there as well. It looks fine. It looks okay. But rolled up, I believe this does not glow in the dark. I don't think so. I had to test it out. Ta-da! Ta-da! And you know what? It looks like it does faintly glow. Some of you might say, oh, it's just being reflective. Where's the light? Huh? Where's the light? Right, anyway, so, oh, there you are. Oh, I got a little bit lost there. So, you do notice it. Very, very, very vague. No complaints, I guess. But if we're to question, is it going to be A-OK? Keep an eye on the sales. Again, that's all I can really say. So now we turn our heads over to here. A very nice and colourful looking bit. A very nice and cheery, positive design. All the colours, the smiles, the cuteness. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Right, let's just quickly turn those lights back on. Nighttime, please. So with the lights on nearby, you can see it's quite reflective there on the front. The actual design itself, not exactly super shiny, but I do see some shine there. Okay, not too bad. Total darkness, a super standout, very nice and noticeable glow-in-the-dark bed. Is that what you're looking for? Are you pleased with what you see? If I could just go around the north side, you'll notice we've got the love hearts there. A bit of glow on the legs itself as well. And all the way around the back. Oh, to be honest with you, I thought that was going to glow. You might notice there's some glow right around here, giving the illusion that the actual lights, when in reality it's all just part of the texture, which is very cleverly done. Like, that's a very nice piece of work there. So, once again, I ask, your opinions please, what do you think? Do you want to sleep in my little pony beds? Some people probably do. Right, anyway, so, not too bad, not too bad. But again, with so many beds being accepted, you still have to be a fair bit cautious. So, alright, understood. And now, well, as we move over to here, you'll notice a man covered in sausages. So what we should really do, right, what we should do is count up all these sausages. Question, you know, if it's $2.49, how much is it per sausage? We might have a, we might have a bit of a good deal here. So you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3. I'm joking. I'm not going to count all the sausages, but by all means, if you feel like doing that, you're more than welcome to do so. Comment below how many sausages there are. I'm not actually asking for a guessing. I'm just going to be on. Right, so I'm wearing sausages. What else is there to say? I'm wearing sausages. This is what my life has become. Well, they appear to be quite shiny. Yeah, shiny sausages. Super shiny sausages. Yeah. Right then. Total darkness, please. Oh, imagine if they glowed. No glow. No glow in the sausages for me. So, alright then. A very goofy, very silly approach. But is it something people can actively want? Do we need to see some sequels? Bandana egg? Oh, no. Egg. Head wrap? No. Hat? Maybe. Boonie? Maybe. Yeah, egg boonie. That could probably work. We could have like a full breakfast on display. So it's in your hands to the skin creator. Let's see what you think. Let's see what he considers. But what do you think? That's what matters most. Next. Rock. So, showcasing the weapons and the tools now. And again, not trying to sound mean. How's this worth $3.49? Not time, go. Yep, even the monument's starting to question it. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Got nothing against it. It's just how? So I just hold it up. Can I look at it in third person? Boop. So what secrets do we see here? Not a lot. I mean, from the back, it's just like metal. Yeah. If this was a cheaper, much more affordable price, do you reckon the skin creator probably could have earned a lot more out of it? More accessible, more affordable, I mean, whatever. So, I means if you like it, stand up, announce your support, because I don't think that's going to get that many purchases. We'll see. Again, just might be a quiet week. So, alright, well, come in. Let's go stand on stage. Quite reflective. Yep. Lots of shine. This boom, I guess. I don't know how to get around there to showcasing this. Yep. There we are. I guess that's the best we're going to do. So let's see what becomes of it. Let's keep an eye on the sales. Right then. So we've clearly showcased that. Let's now move on and showcase this knife. Right then. So. Lovely bit of red there, nice and shiny. Oh, yes. Right then. Night time. How you doing? How you looking? No glow. All is good. No complaints here. It's alright then. Thoughts and opinions? Do you reckon this could be one of the combat knives that actually manages to stay in the positive? It's up to the skin creator if they want to continue making more. Couldn't hurt to see tools, a jackhammer. Like, go for everything. Give it a shot. At the end of the day, why not even consider doing some armor? Deployables. We'll see how it goes. Third person. Let's get a good look at you. Yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously, we're in a bit of a shade there, so let's just move the sun around. Turn around. Yeah, that's looking fine. So, let's go ahead. Turn off the lights. Take control. Stand over to here. Shiny. You don't really see the colour that well, do you? Just noticed that. Well, offer your opinions. Do you prefer red or... Well then, look what do we have here? So, let's go over to here. We've got the Cold Hunter. So let's just move the sun around. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Inspect again. Looking pretty sweet. Quite reflective. Is it super visible at night time, considering it's got quite a lot of white? Well then, yeah, I can see it. I can see that pretty easily. That's not too bad. Does it matter though? Does it matter if you can see a knife? I mean, offer your opinions. But just to remind all of you, when it comes to, let's just make sure we're looking in the right spot. Yep. When it comes to, like, nightlight isn't glow in the dark. So, I can't see that in third person. AKA, if someone was standing right in front of you, they can't see the knife. But, of course, at night time, you can see the knife. So that's pretty interesting. So, yeah, opinions, please. What do you think? Right, I mean, I shouldn't have. Snap. So let's just give that a good look. Cold Hunter collection has been progressing ever so nicely for almost 10 years now. What could we expect of it? Well, I clicked the wrong thing there. Whoopsie. Sorry. Honestly, if you sell reasonably, I won't be surprised if you actually work out quite alright. But again, we also need to hope for, like, a lot less combat knives in the future, as in, well, back to normal. Back to when we hardly ever saw them in the Rust store. So, that's fine. I feel like that's a nice looking skin. But again, the ruby one also looked very nice. Which do you prefer? Blue, red? Comment below. Right then, so back over to here. Let's now switch over and take a look at green. Alright. So I know for a fact that this doesn't, it doesn't glow in the dark. So we'll go ahead and showcase that right now. Go. So no glow, but the night light reasonably okay. I can see that. Not perfectly, but yeah. Alright. So no glow, even though when you look at it, it kind of gives the impression that it might. But I don't think people are going to be upset. And at the end of the day, I don't want to sound mean, but I am just expecting it to go in half in price. Again, if we see like a long sword, I think that might be pretty cool. So skin creator, if you're watching, go for it. You've had a combat knife, you've had a savage sword, Now it's time to elevate to the next level. It's like a Pokemon. Just make it grow stronger, yes. So it's up to him. It'll be pretty sweet. And you know what? With these green runes, they don't glow in the dark, so it's alright. Why not consider doing like a special suit of armour? Tier 3, Tier 2, it's up to you. I think you could pull off something pretty interesting. So, yeah. Keep up the good work. Let's go over to here. Night time. Alright, let's get a good look at you. Somewhat shiny. Not super shiny, but salvage swords, I struggle to trust them. So, keep an eye on that. But also, don't be surprised if we do see quite a lot more salvage swords being accepted later this year. Throughout this year is what I should say, yeah. Right then. Shall now go ahead and look at the other weapons and tools. Next up, we've got an interesting looking Python, yes. So, the point we're trying to get across is it's got a transparent aim sight to a point. So, of course, this is listed at $3. Switch. Okay, that's cheaper. This is the Redemption Python, nice and shiny, part of a well-established collection. You get the idea. Yeah, that's cheaper. And it's got more transparency. And then we also happen to have, oh look, Bombshell Python, like $1 cheaper, and again, aim sight. Well, there you go. So switching back over to here, I'm sorry to say, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of struggled to retain its price. We've got quite a lot of options now for transparent aim sight Pythons. It does look stylish though, with all due respect, it does look nice. And it does have like an interesting sort of like light metallic design. I guess you could say it's like sort of white. So if they had to go ahead and try and attempt to make some interesting like well, continuations, what weapons would you like to see? Imagine a SAR, especially considering the comic SAR is expensive. Imagine an AK, especially considering the comics AK is quite expensive. So, you know, there's definitely some potential there. But what about the aim sight at night time? Oh, okay. It's not super, like, obvious. But I can see that quite nicely. Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's looking pretty visible, so that's not too bad. Let's now switch over to the Redemption. So, Redemption is vaguely visible, but not really. So just to confirm, that's the Redemption. Yep. So that's not very visible. That's a bit of a concern. And now let's switch over to Bombshell. Just to confirm, we're looking at Bombshell. As you can see. Nighttime look. Again, I can only vaguely see it. Let's now switch back to the brand new Python. Yeah, that's a lot more visible. That's a lot more noticeable. Okay, it does have that little advantage. It doesn't glow. The nightlight is simply good because it's got that lighter tone to it. So perhaps people appreciate that. We shall see. We shall see. And again, if this sells like next to nothing, all the better for it to rise up in price, okay? So those first 24 hours of sales, they're going to be interesting. 100%. Oh, yeah, I didn't shoot. Give that nice little reload. Pop them back in. Okay, cool. I've sated myself. It's all good, right? Sated my need to shoot it. So not too shiny. That's a positive. That's interesting. Anyway, strike a pose like that. There we go. That'll do. So yes. Opinions, please. Do you like what you see? Or would you prefer to see more of this in a proposed collection? Could we see some interesting, somewhat white designs for a weapon collection? Next up, we've got a very nice looking crossbow. Get a good look at all those diamonds. Oh yes, ever so nice and shiny. But at the end of the day, it's just a shiny, interesting looking crossbow. But the collection is in demand. We've basically yapped about that already. So let's take control, aim down, and yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. So I actually adjusted the sun there just so I could get a good look at it on the front. Let's now take a look at the sun just behind, and oh yes, ever so nice and shiny. But here's a funny thing to just point out. Would it be distracting Oh, wow, that looks so shiny. Oh, dang. Damn, I got shot. So, yeah. Doesn't give you an advantage. It does look nice. There's a special touch to these black diamond skins. Nice bit of quality to them. So, do you like it? Or would you just stick with a buy order? Or we don't see that many sales and then suddenly it's a lot more valuable. Like, I should remember, with the black diamond road sign gloves, you might not fully remember this, but initially they didn't sell that much. And then by the end of the 7 days, it was pretty obvious it wasn't selling that much. And, well, at one point, they went all the way up to $8. Now, kind of calmed down after that, but just want to kind of get the point across. I have seen some of the skins in this collection actually work out quite alright. Night time. Yeah, that's not going to work out very nicely, is it? No, no. That's a bit unfortunate, but yeah. It's black diamond. It's not supposed to be super visible at night time. But when you're near the lights, those diamonds, oh, they do stand out quite nicely. Oh, yes, indeed they do. Right, so let's just kind of strike a pose and look pretty. Right, then. So, worst case scenario, you probably might lose, like, just a bit of your value. Like, worst case scenario, I think it'll probably go down to, like, $1.50. That doesn't sound that bad. So, keep an eye out. 7 days to go. Let's see if you don't sell that much. If you barely make it to about 10,000 subscribers, I'd probably be pretty interested. It's not the top seller. It's not selling it insanely. It's only making it look a whole lot more interesting. So, best luck to the skin creators and making more weapon skins. They've done a very good job so far. And now, of course, back over to here. Back to daytime. Let's now switch over to Senor Tomato. Get a good look at his face. So, it's red, yes. People most likely will spot you from quite a bit of a distance away. Yes, we did mention that in the Rust rotation when we had the AK-47. That's like the second Rust of the year. So if you go look back at that, we're making jokes. We're running around in the forest with like forest raiders, flashbacks, and something else I don't remember. Anyway, so a goofy, silly red design, standard sight. At the end of the day, whilst they sell somewhat reasonably, they just keep ending up in a position where you just hardly see any listings on the Steam market, and I have no idea why. Which, of course, means they're very vulnerable. When a new skin appears, they all just go up in price. Because they're just the few skins that are available get bought out, and suddenly it looks a whole lot more valuable. It's just the way it is, I guess. So, yeah, not too bad. Give you a nice reload. That time. And, yeah, I can see it. Not super clear, but I can see the outlines perfectly fine. I can see that reasonably well. So, alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Why not get a quick, free view? Free view? Free view. Oh, dang. Right. Over to here. There you go. Looks fine to me. I guess the skin creator didn't want to put the face in the side forever. And of course, positioning where it was, it's actually very nice. So, alright, cool. Right then, over to here, night time. Strike a pose, try and look pretty, smile. Yes. Senor Tomato, it's progressing. But now I ask you, the viewer, what weapon skin would you like to see being made next? What do you think could potentially be looking very nice as a bright red tomato themed skin? Feel free to comment below. Now for last, boom. So, as this collection has progressed, honestly, I like the designs. I still think the deployables should have been accepted though. Garage door, sheet in the door, they look nice. That's a standard sight though for an LR300. LR300s aren't in demand. The collection isn't in demand, unfortunately, either. I'm sorry to say, but I really don't have that high of expectations. But it's nice to see that clearly Face Punch likes it. They keep going back to it. It hasn't had ridiculous sales, but they respect it, and they always go back and pick out another one, don't they? So, alright, fair enough. If Face Punch likes it, they obviously are doing something nice. They're doing a good job of something. And honestly, the skin creator makes some very nice looking skins. But this is their largest collection, if I can recall. Try the deployables another time, right? You know, garage door, cheap mini double door, rug. I think you could pull something off very nice. What, a giant peacock for a rug? Why not? I mean, I guess you could do it for Easter. I guess. Right, well, it's fine. Also, nighttime look, please. Let's get a good look at you, and yeah, I can see that. It's not super clear, but I can see it. So, okay, cool, fair enough. So, opinions, please. Do you actually like the design of the Bird of Luck collection? Or what would you like to see being made next? What do you think would look very, very interesting? Right, let's go over to here. Come on, night time. Let's give you a nice little look. Oh, wow, look at the shine there on the left. That's more stand out than the main body. Huh. Okay, not too bad. Also, strike a pose. Let's look pretty. Yep. That's a perfectly fine looking LR300. The only issue is it's an LR300 skin. Oh. So, yeah. Give it a shot for the SKS. I think you could pull off something very nice with that. So, keep an eye out. If it keeps getting skins accepted, you should be expecting a whole lot more in the Bird of Luck collection. So this is what the skins look like, of course, when they're accepted. And Black Diamond Crossbow, well, you did have quite a lot of support. That collection is in demand, so keep an eye on that crossbow. But then everything else, I mean, not that many votes overall, to be honest with you. This is why I think, especially considering like this, you know, the skin creators that have got acceptances, it's quite a lot of like people who just don't really get that much. Well, aside from Bad Trip and Little Ranger, but you get the idea. So, what we're going to see next week, we'll see. We'll see. So overall, yeah, it's expected to be a quiet week. Refresh. Oh look, I've actually spent like an hour trying to get all of this done. I actually crashed, but yeah, that's hardly budged. Hardly budged. So, lack of sales, but lack of sales can work out very nice, because if there's like a sudden interest, if these skins suddenly get a lot more like demand all of a sudden and there's only so much to go around, all the better for it to rise up in price. So keep an eye on these. It's still looking somewhat interesting. I'm not going to get that many views for this video. I know I won't. I know people won't care. I will. Right, so anyway, let's just talk about last week real quickly. Last week, we had some funny business going on. First of all, let's just address that, of course. We had the weird rust rotation, the first one, where we had the really low price of 25 cents for a Black Ops metal face mask. But also, we accidentally saw the training SKS be accepted. I can confirm to you that we have seen 2 be listed and 2 have been purchased now. So, yes, last night when we did the abnormal barders, which of course I'll point out over to you, over to here on YouTube, you'll see that whilst we're yapping about all the skins from last week, I had a hunch we'd actually see the SKS. Yes, we did. We saw 1 being listed, and someone in my server bought it for $300. I sat there and said, you're a fool, because of course, February Force Wipe, it's set to be in that store. It was accidentally accepted 2 weeks too early. It was confirmed that it was going to be set for February 5, 2026. So, what happens now? Because you might have noticed the tweet we just had there. Dear God, it's only getting sillier. Whilst the training SKS is technically the rarest play Rust skin for only 1 week, because of course it's going to get brought in next week in the Rust store, people are buying it from the Steam market. Someone just bought one to the equivalent of about $1,800 USD. That was the second purchase. I reiterate, next week, it's expected to be listed between $2 to $3. We'll see what happens, but uh-oh, I think someone made a bit of an oopsie. Yes, that happened. So, yeah, that was me earlier. You might notice the highest bard was $33 then, and we switch back over to here. Yeah. You might sit there and say, are they being foolish? Well, we only saw 2 subscribers for the skin. Yes, very, very, very briefly, it was available in the Rust store. Face Punch managed to switch it out pretty quickly. But yeah, that's not rare, sort of. At the moment, technically it is. But that is ridiculous, isn't it? So, yeah. We'll leave it be. We'll leave it be. The reason why I say technically rare is because, you know, if somehow, some way, 2 people manage to buy it, only 2 in existence, really. But also be aware, right? Also be aware. They probably, at best, maybe have about 16 hours next week to list them and try and hope they sell them for a profit. Because, well, technically speaking, they are abnormal. People bought them on the Thursday, so they'll be marketable again next Thursday. And they better hope they make a profit. At the very least, the guy on my server, considering one just sold for $1,800, I think he's going to probably succeed. We called him a fool. We said he was stupid. I think he was truly the mastermind. He was the smartest of all of us. He could see in the future. Anyway, so we'll see what becomes of that. But next week, I think you might be, well, not too surprised, I guess you'll say. So it's that with a whole bunch of naval theme skins. So lots of very interesting designs. Now listen, we haven't seen much clothing and armor recently. It really wouldn't surprise me if we see some pretty cool looking skins being accepted next week, all right? Head it up with like the beard. We'll see, but again, it'll be like silly stuff. It'll be like silly stuff. I am the very, I can't remember the song. I am the very metal of a modern Major General. Yeah, so cool things potentially on the horizon. We shall see, all right? So maybe it's not all bad. Maybe next week things look pretty good. And again, if you've seen the interesting things for Valentine's, so I'll link that in the description, the link to all of this. Basically, over 250 skins submitted. Quite a lot of interesting clothing pieces, but let's be real here. Well, actually, no, I think people would want that. I think people would want that hot pink. Like a mid-40s woman exercising. Oh, you know what? I only just looked at that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, people want that. You know people would want that. But also, look, we also got quite a lot of tactical gloves. Notably, we also happen to have Love Struck gloves. So, yeah, nice and cutesy, lots of hearts. But let's be real here. I wouldn't be surprised if those are the ones. So keep an eye out. More tactical glove skins still being made. But aside from that, tons upon tons upon tons upon tons of deployables of varying levels of quality and varying levels of degeneracy, I guess you could say. So, we'll see what becomes of all of this. I'm not joking when I say there is a lot of anime doors. Like, a lot of anime doors. I'm sure you've seen my short video showcasing all of them. But there is a lot of, like, girl doors, cat girl doors. It's ridiculous. So keep an eye out. This week's garage door, a bit straightforward and plain. Alright, that's fine. Because it's about to get really silly soon. Really, really silly. And that's just Valentine's. I haven't even got started talking about Lunar New Year. Let's hop out here real quickly. Let's now hop over to Mr. Protox. Mr. Protox will always keep you informed of all the new content that's about to be added to Rust. Yes. Lunar New Year, the year of the horse. To be honest with you, I'm not going to complain if that's free, you know? Like, if they're being given away for free in game, I don't think people are going to be upset. But what we can confirm is we have the silly horse mask, the actual horse mask, so 2026 Lunar New Year. You know, have like all the masks that are technically wolf headdresses. Last year, of course, we had the snake mask. This year, we'll have a proper horse mask. And apparently, Lunar New Year horse armor. I was making jokes. Please call it the Oblivion armor. Sell it for $2.49. Those who know, know. In fact, comment below if you know what I'm referencing. But yeah, apparently we're getting horse armor skins, which, okay. I'm not opposed to. It's just, I wonder how many people are going to use it. Because you could also consider wood armor stuff, I guess. I mean, whatever. Anyway, moving on. So keep an eye out. I'll link that all in the description as well. And keep an eye out for Mr. Protox. He'll keep you informed. Oh, yeah, no, we've got a unicorn. Sorry, I lost my tongue there. I was like, oh, yeah, forgot about that one. Sure, okay. Imagine if we could put like an apple in it and it could shoot at it. That would be funny. Yeah, goofy things are on the way. I think they won't charge you for that, but they will charge you for the other things. I mean, come on now, they will for the horse mask, but for the armor, I'm expecting it. Why didn't we get like a cool snake thing last year? Because of course, with the year before that, we got the dragon rocket launcher, didn't we? For the year of the dragon. What's after horse? We'll discuss that later anyway. So cool. That's nice to be aware of. And of course, February 5 to the 15th, we have the Twitch drops. I have all the skins now, but I just want to make sure that everything is approved, okay? If you're wondering, Hedge, why'd you take so long to actually go ahead and showcase all the skins? I want to make sure that they're actually approved. I want to make sure that they're not going to get changed or anything. So I don't rush to do it. I make sure they're complete. Will I get a quick little look at some of them? I can confirm to you, we have 2 very interesting MP5s. And don't forget, you're going to be able to get them for absolutely free. Between February 5 to the 15th, 10 exclusive skins, which means you have to go to these guys' streams, watch them for about 2 hours. Ta-da, the skin's yours. And then we'll have 4 general drops. So watch anyone streaming Rust. Like me, if you want. And you can get the general drops as well. So cool. Let's get a good look at those MP5s. Ruskin enjoyers, if you watched the Abnormals last night, you'd be aware of a certain MP5 that I've already shown, but I haven't shown off this one. Lido's MP5. This looks familiar. Yes, it does. Oh. Okay. So, you notice how this costs, or costed. It cost $4, right? Absolutely free. But then, well then, you know, say hello to Recruiter TV's, you know, awesome looking MP5. Like, if you're new to this, right? If these 2 skins were completely new to you, you're thinking, wow, that's amazing. It's amazing that we're getting that for absolutely free. And then I show you this and you're like, oh my God. So yeah, you got a really good thing. And then you still got something potentially a little bit more, even better. Like, this is also good for desert camouflage, which was intended. Now, with all due respect, Lido's design is also amazing. Like, I like it. No, I got no issue. It's perfectly fine. Again, the fact that we get both of them but absolutely free, I don't think you're complaining now, are you? Considering the Twitch drops that are about to appear, maybe this Rust store isn't so bad anymore. Because you don't need to spend any funds, perhaps. And of course, you still don't need to spend any funds. Got no complaints. But how's it look at night time? Well, let's get a good look at you, because with your yellow design, I can only, to my surprise, you can only actually see the aim sight. Do you see the tip? You know what I'm saying? You can see that. So, okay, cool. I guess. But of course, if we look at the Recruiter MP5, what's this? Let my finger sore. Anyway, sorry about that. Yep, it's quite visible. That's quite visible. I can see the body of the aim sight there. Yep. You probably don't need a. Well, you still will. You don't probably need like an aim sight there, but yeah, no, that's looking very visible at night time. I'm sure a lot of people are very pleased. But of course, let's switch over to the Heat Seeker. Heat Seeker MP5 is between $3.50 to $4 at the moment. That's probably the most visible. With the color scheme and whatnot, I can see pretty much everything there. So, all right. But then we have Hellcore. So switching to Hellcore, I can't really see a thing. I can vaguely see it, but I honestly can't see it that well. So, yeah, that's why I didn't jump in and buy a bunch of Hellcore MP5s. I only knew of the this one. I only knew of this one last night. But of course, this definitely got approved, and that is, well, that's madness. That's absolute madness. So, thoughts, please? Are you impressed with what you see? Which one do you prefer? They're very similar to each other. I will say, though, this one is slightly better. Slightly. But then again, based on what we've seen in the past, just having slightly more transparency. Oh, that only makes it a whole lot more valuable, doesn't it? But that's free, so Do you think people are actually going to try and buy the Heat Seeker MP5 and the Hellcore MP5 now? I don't think they're going to feel the need to buy them. But Hellcore, Heat Seeker, both of them could still get a lot more weapon skins being accepted. Problem is, though, all of next month is stacked. At bare minimum, we're not going to see a collection continuation for a month. That's a bit awkward, isn't it? Yep, yes it is. But let me just go ahead and showcase this, alright? Because this is a nice looking skin. So for Recruiter TV, it's a very Brazilian themed skin. Brazilian folklore, got like the desert. Looking pretty sweet. So that's looking very, very, very nice. Let's now switch over to Lido's. Let's get a good pan around shot. Looking pretty sweet. So opinions, please. Feel free to comment below. So yeah, things are looking pretty interesting. And if you get a nice little preview of the Valentine skins, notably all the collection continuations, I have a special Rust Workshop skin checks video right here. It's more of a showcase, not too long, and quite a lot of collection continuations. It's actually quite surprising. Yes, that is an armored double door with lots of straps and various other trinkets. Yes, okay, well, it's up to you. Now, moving on. Just like to talk about the player count. Not too bad today. For like the end of the month, that's a lot better compared to most of the other months. Average player count, though, 120,000. Although, as we get, we're about to have Friday, we're about to have Saturday, it tends to jump up quite a bit for that. So I do believe, as we wrap up this month, it will be over 120,000. In comparison to last year, alright, there's a bit of a drop-off. However, considering what we're about to have with February 2026, do you think we'll have February be even better compared to our January? What do you reckon? Do you reckon it'll be better, or do you reckon it'll be slightly worse, like last year? Well, do you think the Naval update will actually be a positive impact, or do you reckon there's going to be lots of complaints? What do you reckon? I mean, have you already tested it out? I have. It was fine for what we saw back then, but it looks like they've put more improvements into it, so time will tell, time will tell. Right then, one extra thing to talk about. Brand new Skinnable. What do we see right here? I was a bit surprised to see it's the barbecue, but yeah, apparently we'll get Skinnable barbecues. What would you like to see? No, seriously, what barbecue ideas would you like to see? I think there's only so much you can do. Or I guess, I don't know, you could probably do like a lean, mean grilling machine. I wonder who's going to be the fastest person to do that. We'll see. But yep, just a nice generic barbecue. Stylish barbecue, modern barbecue. Maybe one out of stone. Yeah. I never thought someone would be so enthusiastic for this, but alright, fine. I'm sure he's happy. So, okay, that's cool. Barbecues will become skinnable soon. That'll probably be for March. What about after that? I don't know. I would imagine the next thing would be clothing. Although considering that we just got the first skin for horse armor, maybe it might be horse armor. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still hoping for the wolf headdress. Still hoping for the wolf headdress. So I do believe that quite literally is everything then. We've talked about that. We'll just show you how things look right now. Fully up to date. Ta-da. So, yeah. Top selling skin after a good few hours. It's barely over 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be a quiet week. Lowest selling skin. To my surprise, in a tomato sauce. Alright, okay, sure, yeah. Fair enough. So, what things could actually get collection continuations in the future? Someone said a sausage club. I want to see a sausage club now. I'm going to whack everybody with my sausage. What? Okay, let's wrap this up. If you feel the need to protest today's Rustor, well, we might have the correct clothing for you. Yes, for Valentine's 2026. Could we see more of the No Love collection? Well, we haven't had a t-shirt in a long ass time, and we haven't had a pair of shorts in a very, very, very long time, so what do you reckon? Thank you, Boat. Thank you, Boat. Much appreciated, Boat. Just has to step in at the very last second. But once again, let's give this a good look. Oh, very nice. Interesting approach for a garage door. And of course, nighttime look. With the fire nearby. Yeah. The lighting the reflection, it looks interesting. So yeah, it was a bit of a funny one today, wasn't it? I tried to stay positive, but also it was a bit late, so I wasn't very loud, was I? I wasn't very loud, I know. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it a bit later for the predictions video. I've been doing that quite a lot recently, and I think we're gonna get a very good insight, like a good rough estimate, when we're about like 18 hours in, because this really doesn't look like it's gonna be a very popular Rust store, based on sales. Well, maybe a little bit more than that, but you get the idea. So thank you very much for watching the video, and again, once again, I'll say it again, for like the 100th time, a lack of sales could lead to some interesting things, especially with the possibility of collection continuations. If there's a sudden spike in demand, something that really doesn't have that much quantity in circulation, all the better for it to rise up in price. Just saying. And stay away from that training SKS. Stay away. Do not touch it. Just leave it be. They will appear in the Rust store next week. Please do not buy it for $1,800.